Hi, it's Shannon. Welcome to my channel. I want to share with you my top 5 perfume recommendations for the holidays. These are my favorites. Some of them are nostalgic or just the notes I think are incredible. If that sounds good to you, then just keep watching. I want to start out with a newer addition to my collection, and this is by the House of Byredo. This is 11th Hour. And what this really smells like is mulled wine with spices. And you also think about that wine coming out of like an aged barrel. That's exactly what this smells like. And the beautiful thing about this perfume is it has that kind of DNA, but it's so wearable. So because it has some brightness in the opening, and it also has those spices, which I'm surprised to see that there's just Szechuan pepper, but it's spicy, it's kind of alluring, it's very wearable at the same time. I've smelled others that are kind of like hard to pull off, but I think this is very wearable. I think the woodiness, and there's some cashmere and tonka in here that just absolutely smooths out the perfume. And if you think about this as well, being a wine coming from a barrel, there is an earthy component, and you'll notice that there's some carrot seed, and carrot seed can kind of bring in a little bit of that earthy quality. And I think the other thing that's really beautiful about this is it is perfectly unisex because it's got the woods, because it's got a lot of those other notes that can really be easy for men to wear too. This is very beautiful. You will not smell like anyone else. You will smell very unique, but very refined at the same time. I highly recommend 11th Hour by Byredo. It is one of my favorites, and I just picked it up. It's such a good perfume. The next perfume I want to talk about is Replica by the Fireplace. And this is a very nostalgic perfume for me. I picked this up when I just started getting into perfumes, and it was one of the few that I had. And so for that reason, the smell is just very comforting. It's very cozy to me. And I will say, By the Fireplace is a very photorealistic interpretation of that. So you are going to smell like you sat by a fireplace to some degree. You're going to get that smokiness. You're going to get some of the woods, but you're also getting, there's praline, and there's some, I was going to say cashmere in it. And I was like, yep, I knew there was cashmere in there. Essentially, think of all those components, but they're smoothed out by some of the other notes. And again, you're getting holiday spices. So you're getting clove, you're getting pink pepper. So it's just a very enveloping, I think a very lovely smell. I like to wear this around the house. I'll put my sweats on. I will just kind of put it on because it feels like a warm blanket. I mean, for me, it's so easy to wear. I think going out is great too. You have to be sensitive to people if they have, some really strong, perfume allergy, maybe be careful. But, this is such a beautiful perfume. I absolutely love pulling this out. I will wear this on any occasion, anytime I'm in the mood. I just think it brings me to that holiday mindset, and it's something that I'll wear all throughout the season. Up next, we have Angel Share, and this is by Kilian. And Angel Share, in its essence, is a boozy cinnamon vanilla apple pie. Now, think about that, but make it refined. So when you think about those smells, this is exactly what that is. And there's a reason why I only have a travel spray and there's a very small dent in here. And that's because this is a strong perfume. So you can put on a little bit and you can walk into a room and you will smell amazing. I mean, everyone will enjoy this. This is such a likable perfume, and it is so perfect for a holiday party or for any time, you have a setting where you're going out. I don't find that this is something that I don't think this is an everyday perfume, but I think that's okay. I mean, this is very, very wearable. And I want to just stress that it is that refined version. And it is because there's cognac in here. There's some more elevated notes. You have tonka bean, which really brings in that sweet vanilla. And then you also have some woods in here. So you've got oak and other things that make it more sophisticated. This is not a Bath & Body Works version of an apple pie. This is definitely something that's elevated. It's a very beautiful, I think this is something that someone would enjoy as a gift. I think it's a very beautiful perfume. You should definitely check it out if you haven't tried it. The next perfume I want to talk about is Panettone, and this is by Milano Fragrance. Now, if you're not familiar, Panettone is this holiday bread, and it's got dried fruits in it, it's got rum, and that is the essence of this perfume. And to me, this is very nostalgic. This is something that we grew up buying, and I remember always having that during the holidays. So I love the smell, and I just want to stress this is a gourmand, this is a sweet fragrance, but it also is wearable. And the reason being is it opens up with this beautiful citrus, and there's mandarin. It opens up with a brightness of ginger and some other notes that just bring it up and really make it a perfume versus being, yes, it smells like the actual Panettone, but it also makes it a wearable perfume, which I love about everything that I'm talking about today. I feel like it doesn't smell like a candle, you know, it smells like something that's refined and that you can definitely wear out. And the other thing that this has, which makes it, I think, a little bit classier and more sophisticated too, is the rum in here. So you've got different notes kind of pulling and allowing it to be a little bit more complex, which is such a beautiful thing. And to me, this is such a cozy fragrance. It's so, you know, likable. And I think that a lot of people, if you're wearing it, or again, I think any of these are great as a gift. This bottle, to me, this blue bottle with this lovely cap, it's a magnetic cap. I mean, this is stunning. I think this would be a gorgeous gift also. So that's one of my favorites as well for the holidays. Up next, we're moving in a little bit different direction. I want to share a perfume that is definitely unisex, and this is Manhattan, and this is by Rojaparfums. And when I think of Rojaparfums, I think of very luxurious, very sophisticated, and I will say that this is probably the sexiest perfume that I talked about tonight. And this perfume also gives me this like old Manhattan, kind of this vintage quality to it. And it's essentially a fresh and warm, which is interesting. It's a fresh, warm, spicy tobacco fragrance. And it brings in also some of those holiday spices. So it really gives you that feeling of, you know, being in the city, being, you know, having that vintage kind of pull to it. And some of the notes in here also make it more wearable for men. So there is lavender, there's some herbal notes, which, you know, a lot of men's perfume use men's cologne use lavender. So it kind of uplifts the perfume and gives it more of a fresh quality. And then there's also other notes which kind of soften it up, right? So there's coconut, there's some floral notes in here, which just kind of smooth out any of those edges that it might have. And then really at the base of the perfume, what you'll get as this continues to dry down is you'll get that spiciness from clove, the tobacco's in there, but there's also a lot of other fresh things going on in the base. So there's going to be pine, there's the tobacco and cinnamon, some other spices. So it's a beautiful, I think it's a beautiful perfume. I think this is very versatile to wear during the holidays. I definitely think that this could be a date night. I think you could also wear this to a holiday function, you know, to a family dinner, and you would smell really good, and you wouldn't smell like anyone else there. I think it has this quality and this refinement. Some of the other ones I feel like are a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more festive. Manhattan has that sophistication, and I love wearing it. I wear all of my perfumes all the time whenever I want to, but you know, some are kind of more for certain occasions. Manhattan's one that I will pull out just because I adore the way that it smells, and it's so comforting to me. I, again, think that this is perfectly unisex. I think it would smell amazing on a man, and just would highly recommend checking it out if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. These are my top 5 holiday perfume recommendations. If you wear any of these, you're gonna smell unique, you're gonna smell amazing. You are definitely gonna get compliments. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully come back for more content.